Thank you, Mr. Rafiq, for having honored our time issue and wrapped it up perfectly in time. Thank you so much. Friends, now let me introduce you to the last presentation of our evening. I would request Mr. Lakshmi Narayan to please present the current trends in packaging. Mr. Lakshmi Narayan is a technocrat and he's currently a consultant. His earlier role was a senior technical leader in product development at Colgate India, I'm sorry. And I'm sure that with Mr. Ashok Goel having pitched such high things about Mr. Lakshmi Narayan, I don't think he needs much introduction. So friends, let's have Mr. Lakshmi Narayan. Thank you. Please, sir.
Good evening. I'm very happy to see the first and the second generations here, because most of the people present here, I have worked with their fathers and I'm seeing their sons in the business. I'm very happy about it. I started my career as a marketing man, working for a leading pharmaceutical company. Due to health reasons, I gave up sometime, and then I took as a production man for some time. In 1981, somebody called me to join in a packaging institute. I don't know what is packaging, first of all. So many of you know, Mr. Subramanian and Mr. Narayan called me to Bombay. He said, you go and join in the Chennai office. That time it was called Madras office. I went and see some machines. I don't know what to do. So they said, you read the books, you'll know automatically. So I started reading the books. One by one, I understood what the importance of packaging. And I served the institute for 9 complete years. And then before, I thought it's time from the academic institute to move to the industry. Whatever we learned, it's better to give it to the industry. That's how one has to look out. So I joined in Colgate in 1990 and continued my journey till 2014 as the head of the packaging development, taking care of oral care, personal care, toothbrush, and home care. During this journey, I have trained in various countries on various topics. So today I restrict myself only to the printing industry because it's mostly relevant. Since Ashok touched the subject of laminate tube, I've been with SL, with the great Subhash Chandra Goyal, from 1987 till he moved to the TV business somewhere in 1994 or 95. Then my association started with Ashok till I left the Colgate. I know each and every part of SL, how it moved from one end to the other end. So we will touch upon as we move along. Thank you, Ashok. It doesn't work. Oh, sorry. What is the packaging market size? Globally, the business is US $700 billion. What is the average growth? 3.5 to 4%. India packaging business size today is $35 billion. The average growth is 12 to 15%, which you will know what is the reason for that. How the category breaks up in terms of the sales contribution. The food and beverage sector still contributes the major, which is about 45%. Pharmaceutical takes the next 30%. Personal care, when you say personal care, oral care is also part of it. 10%, and others takes about 15%. What is the sales contribution of the market share? Still we sell 67% from the urban area and 33% from the rural area. What is interesting, what will happen to the market shares and the sales business, which will slowly move from the traditional trade to the modern trade. Today we have 1 million outlets. 1 million outlets with a distribution coverage of anywhere between 85 to 94%. If you look at 2012, we had 92% of the traditional trade. Only 8% is the modern trade. Come 2014, it became 84 and 16. By 2018, it is going to touch 25%. Packaging material consumption versus the population. Why packaging has to go 12 to 15%? A country like US, which has got 320 million or 32 crore of population, uses 230 kilos, whereas India uses 8 kilos and China uses around 14 kilos. Imagine if we are to use with our population half of the US, then you see what the consumption is going to be and how the packaging industry will go. How the purchase decisions are made. (73% to 84% of the people decisions that were at the point of sale. They just see and then decide to purchase it. Package design plays a key role because it is often the only factor that differentiates product on the shelf. So people walk into the markets, though they might be having some definite things to buy, when they see package, they change their decisions. What are the decisions to drive the tools? Packaging drives purchase more than TV ads, online reviews, and recommendation from friends. Packaging is 37%, online is 31%, friends is 31%, and TV is 27%. How the packaging material by segment wise the business goes. The flexible today attracts 22%. Rigid plastics about 18%. Printed cartons 17%. Glass is 12%. Metal containers 18%. Metal container virtually wiped off in Indian market. This refers to the global market because it's in beverage cans. Caps and closures about 6%. Labels is 3% and others is about 14%. This chart I never wanted to put, but unfortunately I have to put this chart. What is the country's strength, weaknesses, threats and opportunities? We always on a low operational cost. Presence established distribution both in rural urban. We have got a very good distribution system. Presence of well-established FMCG companies. If you look at almost all the FMCG companies are available in this country. What is our weaknesses? Lower scope of investing in technology. We are always afraid to invest in technology. Now it's slowly changing, but it's still a long way to go. Lower level of exports. We don't export much. We export to the tune of $27 billion, whereas China exports to the tune of $400 billion. Look at the opportunity. We have a lot of Me Too products which illegally mimic levels of the established brands. We would like to copy that and then mimic it so that we sell it. What is the opportunities? Untapped rural market. We have got a lot of rural market which are still not tapping it. Raising income levels. Our income levels are going up and up. There is a large domestic market that is evident from the packaging consumption. We have got a very good export potential which will cover it up why we are on the lower levels. High consumer goods spending. Everybody wants to spend. Everybody wants to buy a foreign watch. Everybody wants a foreign t-shirts, shoes. Right from anything you say I want to import. What are the threats? The moment we remove the import, we feel that we are going to be competed or we are going to be killed by somebody. That's not true. Actually, we are on the other side of the world. Tax regulatory structure, which is getting now narrowed down, they are changing the tax structure. Rural demand, cyclical and depend on the monsoon. We are mostly on the monsoon. What will be the key India drivers for the Indian growth? Large youth population. 50% of the people are between 25 to 40. Growing urbanization. Emergence of an organized retail sector. Increased disposable income. Significant increase of consumption levels. Infrastructure development. And changing lifestyle. And favorable demographics. These are the main factors which will drive the Indian growth in the next 10 years. I just summarized what is the top 6 trends in the packaging for the 2015. You can go through in detail, but I'll just highlight sustainability. Whatever the material you try to select, if it's recyclable, renewable, it will be very good. That's the main thing. Transparency. What you see is what you get. People would like to know the information on the product itself. Because in the other countries, they all want to know how to destroy the packaging material, how it will work. So it's very important that we print. And it's a clear packaging, no surprise. They don't want a surprise. What they want, what they see. Then it's social. Nowadays, communication revolution caused a packaging evolution. Pre-purchase social interaction recommend companies that trust to a friend or a colleague. Likely to buy a product and review using their mobile phones. Packaging can be a sale driving platform. Functionality. They need a package which can protect, maintain the integrity. And they can empty all the product. Lightweight. And they want a dual purpose. The packaging should serve a dual purpose. And it should be very creative and fun-loving designs. You see the mobile covers, the way they developed, fantastic. And some of them want the packaging customization. If you go to some of the leading stores, they give you a T-shirt printed. Somebody wants to present somebody a bottle, water bottle, they want to print on the top of it. This is a very important one. Entertainment. Increased conversation, reaching engagement and loyalty. Attractive packaging, environmentally friendly. Interactive and intuitive. People want to know the packaging should be very clear and it should be easily educatable. You can't have a very complex packaging wherein people cannot open it. It should be very intuitive. Personalized packaging, I told you, personalized, it should be personalized. Convenience. Resellable packaging. People want resellable. I use it, I close it. And it also retain freshness. Smaller sizes, because many of them could not buy a bigger size. If you want to go to the rural area, smaller size plays a vital role. Today I know most of the companies, multinational companies sell 50% of the product from the smaller sizes. Whether it is Unilever, Procter & Gamble, Colgate, Nestle's, anything, you name them. They all sell 50% of the income comes from the smaller packets. Quick application. One of them is aerosols. People just want to apply wherever the pain or wherever the cream, whatever it is. Quality monitoring devices. Quality is the utmost important. If you don't have quality, you don't have a chance to stand in any company. Specific boxes to boost on the online shopping. Basically, if you look at Amazon, eBay's, or some other companies, they want a specific boxes to be identified very easily. These are the top 6 trends packaging in 2015. You can see from the printing ink, the printer is the supplier and the consumer. This is how it represents all the product. How the printing in your industry. Packaging accounts for 30%. Newsprint is about 20%. Commercial is 20%. Books and stationery is about 30%. Why printing? Printing is integral and vital part of the packaging system. Without printing, packaging is not completed. If you don't print anything, nobody wants an empty carton. So printing is a must. There is no packaging material innovation taking place. Virtually, there is no packaging material innovation is taking place. If you look at it, paper is paper, plastic is plastic, nothing innovation taking place. It's almost 20 years. The last innovation was BOPP. After that, nothing has taken place. The innovation mostly from the design, decoration, value addition, and finishing process. You can go back to your industry and see if I'm not wrong. I don't think so. What are all the developments you have done recently for the years? From my memory, we went into the bevel cartons, lens effect, and lenticular labels, holographic effects and drip effects, spot UV, metallic ink printing, combination of printing. Somebody might have done screen and offset, 3D printing, foil stamping, larger format of screen printing. It's a big format. Earlier it was not there. Now people have started moving. Plastic printing. Large size digital printing. This is a market which is picking up very fast. It is growing by about 15 to 20% every year. What are the different forms? One thing I just want to tell you, most of the companies are very clear what forms of packaging they want to use. If Colgate wants to use a tube, they want to only use the tube and carton. They don't want to change it. So similarly, every company has got, so as a result, packaging innovation is not taking place. If at all, if the innovation takes place, it takes place from the dispensing system, printing methodology, decoration methodology. It doesn't take from the forms of the package. Majority people use offset for the paperboard carton, consumer goods and cosmetics. Flexo uses the same amount. Additionally, they use for the labels. Gravure, laminates, food products and few of the cosmetics. Letterpress, labels and stationery, that is down. That's gone down. That's almost finished. Screen printing, POPs and special applications. Digital printing, POP and low volume products. Wherever you want to pay the low volume, they use digital printing. Definitely there will be a fight between these two processes. The US has completely stopped offset. Europe is moving towards the flexo because it saves money, it saves time. Before who will take over, I do not know, but this is the current scenario. These two are under fight. Years, what I have seen in the industry, I have just listed out. These are the developments which many of us are joined with me in many areas and work together. Metal can and glass have lost their market share with rigid plastics, rigid and flexible and paperboard. Virtually metal and glass are out of the market. They are nowhere. Flexible packaging with outstanding innovation masks the rigid plastics packaging. Virtually bottles are gone, all are sachets, big sachets and small sachets. They are wiped out the market. Flexible packaging is instrumental in developing low prices and smaller packs to the increased and rural distribution. Because of the flexible packaging, many smaller sizes could route the rural market. As a result, they have increased their market shares. Laminated and extrusion tubes almost wiped up the aluminum tubes from the market. From oral care, personal care and cosmetic segment, and marching towards were the pharmaceutical segment. Well, when I started Colgate in 1990, I had 15 aluminum suppliers. 15. So virtually I had a nightmare. Before I could finish one inspection, next inspection will start. I started the process of converting lami tube in 1991. And the last tube rolled out was aluminum tube was in Nepal in 1997. From that onwards, the lami tube started its journey. It started in millions, now it's in billions. PET bottles and jars have entered many segments of the Indian market, recording more than 20% of the annual growth. This is an area which really attracted many people. Virtually all metal cans are finished and water bottles have entered. This area is growing at an annual growth of 20%. This changes actually introduce another area which is caps and closures. The moment you change from aluminum tube, because we were able to run aluminum tube at a maximum speed of 120. Today, the laminate tube is running at 750 tube per minute. The next one is already ready. It's about 1,000 tubes, people are working on that. So imagine if we had got aluminum tube with the volume going up, where will it be? So thanks to the people who really innovated. So this developed, we have to develop the molds now. I don't know how many of you know, there was a mold running in Aurangabad at 144 cavity and at a 6-second cycle time. The challenge was to import the mold at 4.5 crore. We single-handedly done at half of the price, and today it's almost 2 years which is running. So this is how we have to challenge the people and get the things done. Technology's job is to challenge consistently and constantly to get the right quality at the right price. So those of you who do not know, we have, when I was there in Colgate, we developed about 5 molds running in different places, right from 72 cavity to 144 cavity with no wastage. These are all hot runner molds. Absolutely, you will have no waste in your system. The emergence of a high quality boards. Really, we should thank ITC from, they have been developed the board from a normal clay coat newsbacked to today the FBB boards. And that's how your packaging value is added, and the markets are looking pretty good. And thanks to the inks and varnishes team, they have done a wonderful job because they have given very good inks and very good finish. Because of that, your cartons have got a very good shelf appeal. So I think we should thank them also as a partner with you. I used to work with some of the friends who are sitting here in 1992 with one color, red color, nothing else. What is the speed of the machine? 1,200 sheets per hour. I will have to go and stand in Sanjay's place or Fitzroy's place. अरे कल का carton मिल जाएगा क्या? नहीं मिल जाएगा ना? I'm telling you very honestly, because Colgate lines were stopped otherwise because nobody could match the speed. Today we are talking about machines with 15,000 sheets and 20,000 sheets. So that is how, I'm not telling you people are coming, many printers have come a long way. They have really worked as a partner with many companies. And that's the way it has to be. Today we are talking about the inline foil stamping and micro embossing. By the way, I just want to tell you, today it is, I know, 25 years, not even a single tube I allowed to import from any other country. Not even a single tube is imported. Whenever there will be a challenge on me, I will say no, nothing doing. We will do it in India.
Even cartons.
There is not even a single carton we allowed to import. See, it's all within you. You develop a laminate, you develop a plastics resin, you can do wonders. What that did is your trust and your confidence. Once you have that, you will do it. In 1997, they requested me to develop a UV carton for a brand called Colgate Sensation. Colgate Sensation. No, nobody was there to. The corporate said, okay, you import the carton from the US. The carton was, at that time, it was costing about 8 rupees per carton. 8 rupees per carton. It was not running. So the MD at that time, Mr. Jayaraman, said, you are eating away my margin. I said, what to do? So we thought and thought. We evolved a process finally. We went into gravure reverse printing and laminated onto the board. And Sanjay did the first carton. So there are ways we can find out. It's not that we cannot find out, but we need to spend time and challenge the people on a continuous basis. Why can't we do it? Go and work. Get the information. How can we do it? Newer labeling machines. as against flexo cartons. Once upon a time, we used to work only on letterpress or offset for the label. Today, we have got Gallus machine. Everywhere Gallus is there. Everywhere Neil Peters were there. Imagine how people have moved from one end. The thinking process have changed. If you are not doing that, you will not be in the business. The companies will not ready to listen to you. I used to go to SL and some of the other people. Why I am quoting this is my experience. We go for a proofing in the night, plate has become bad. So we have to come all the way to Bombay. Plate banane ka raat ko. Plate banake, next day morning again you take the positives. Today many of the printers have got a CTP. Instantaneous progress. So when you go to introduce to many companies, you say, look, I have an in-house process. They look at you in a different manner. Oh, there is a solution available to us. We need not go to every shop. I remember the supply chain vice president of the Colgate US challenged me. Why do you want a tube from SL? My answer was very simple. It's a one-stop solution house. He said, why? If you had to buy from somebody else, I have to buy a laminate from somebody, I have to print with somebody, making tube with somebody. I don't want it. Here is everything is in-house. Suppose tomorrow you want to recommend a printer, you say everything is in-house. They are very comfortable. Because the marketing guys on the other hand, you want a confidentiality with you. So it's always, you need to think about a little bit on the horizontal and vertical section, how do I add value to my own internal customer or external customers? Then they will like you. And as Ashok said very clearly, never ever think you are a supplier or a converter. I am a partner. And I know Colgate, I've been working with many of them for more than my service. If you work with them very closely on joint developments, you can have an agreement, whatever the methodology you adapt, whatever the way you want it, mold them in such a way so that you become a partner to them. They can also give technology to you. Many of the technology I used to get from the US, I used to get from Germany. I can tell you, my knowledge is because of you people today. You are the mentor and guides. Every solution you give me, I look at it differently. I challenge my supplier, yes, you are good, but can we do like this? They immediately go back and look, yeah, we found out a solution. That is how I work with many people, and that gives you knowledge, and that gives you a good experience on your work. What is the expectation from the printing industry? You need to be cost competitive. No, it's not sasta, it's a cost competitive. You find out the methodology. I will not say sasta. I don't know any other name, sir. You need to be reliable. Reliable, because today I can tell you why somebody asked a question, why SL put a plant in near to Colgate. Wherever Colgate is there, SL is there. Whether it is in Nepal, whether it is in Goa, whether it is in Sanant, or whether it is which part of the world. Because one, as he rightly said, he cannot move the tube, it's a volume, I am paying for the logistic. Second thing, my inventory levels are much low. Because what line tomorrow I change, I communicate back to them, saying that, look, I want the tubes tomorrow. So my inventory is almost like zero inventory. So that is how the comfort level comes in. When you are closer to me, I am very happy. I share openly information with you. Look, tomorrow morning I am going to run this line. So that is how the reliable comes in. Follow the highest standard of ethics and quality compliance. You need to have these ethics and quality compliance in your every vision and mission statement. Replacement of value addition operation through printing process. Why I said cost competitive. Earlier you used to print, varnish, then punch, and then emboss, whatever. Today I think most of you got online. You need to think about newer forms of value additions. That's up to you. As I told you, being a guide and mentor to the companies. You are the people who work on every day, so you know better than us. I learned from many of you, many things from you people. I'm very happy about it today. What are the challenges ahead? If you don't innovate, you will not be there. I can tell you that much very often. You need to be speed to the market. Oh, I'll take 2 weeks. Then that's okay, thank you very much. Because my consumer doesn't wait. Invest in technology and automation. Don't wait for the companies to come and tell you, you invest, I will buy. No. If you have it, I will come and buy from you. That's how the thing. One of the reasons in China, most of them talk this language. I have an automation, I have a machine, will you be me in business? Think about your defects. One of the ways to eliminate the waste. This is how, as Ashok said, you need to challenge your workers or colleagues on a continuous basis. Highest level of performance and service to high-speed machines. Today, the machines are becoming more and more speed. So you need to service them. So you need to look at how do I, highest level of performance I can come. Reduce elimination and waste. You find out the methodology, what way I can reduce my waste. Increase efficiency through automation and skilled workforce. As he right said, probably you can have a periodic classes to your workers, educate them so that you can use them, enhance their efficiency. Printing industry will grow by 10 to 12%, definitely. Explore opportunities for export. You need to look at it. I can tell you from a costing point of view, many of you are the lowest cost. What eats you is your raw material cost. From my experience, I may not quote the numbers, we are the lowest cost. I have the details, whether it is laminate tube, whether it's cartons, whether it's corrugates. I have almost worked in most of the companies' costing methodology. We are the lowest cost in terms of the conversion process. What is eating us is our raw material cost. That is why I said, how do you efficiently put your waste elimination or efficiency improvement, all those things. Reduce the dependency on imports. The one area in my life I were never success was import of raw materials of the raw tube. I was never successful with Reliance Industries. Try to use as much as environmentally friendly material, which is a corporate social responsibility. Automation to reduce the overhead cost. Use of scale of economy for reduced cost. This is one of the best way of costing. Walk back to your customer and tell, look, you feel I'm more, give me more volume, I will be able to reduce my cost. Use that scale of economy. I think most of you do not know what is a quality management system. I think most of the industry must start doing this if you are thinking of export. Because most of the international companies will audit you on certain standards. If you are not there, they will not recommend or they will not even suggest you for the next levels. I think you must start quality guidelines. There are a lot of experts available in this area. You can talk to them. They will be able to give you the standards and they can inspect your plants and then they will say where you are. Sometimes you may get at the first level about 35 marks. But when you follow their guidelines, you may come up to their standards. But every company must have this system if you want to improve your efficiency, your opportunity for the export. Invest in R&D and innovation. You must invest. You have 1%, 2%, whatever you want, it's up to your company. You must invest in R&D and innovations. This chart I definitely put because it's one of the, I love this chart. Environmental, occupational and healthy safety guidelines. This you have to follow in your factory on a regular basis. Comply with good manufacturing practices, guidelines and principles. Conduct periodical training on GMP, UOHS and fire safety training. Practice no tobacco policy. Smoking only in designated areas. Exhibit signboards for easy evacuation. Create a visual factory. Anybody walks in your factory, you must know where and where. Ensure a proper ETP plan. Those who are manufacturing for chemicals, it may not be applicable to you. And no child labor policy. Please practice this. This is one of the CSR of each and every company should follow this. This is my last slogan before I end up my presentation. In your industry, slow and steady will lose the race. Young, let me tell you, that's why I said the second generation. Young consumers are roughly twice as influenced by speed of the old consumers. I think that's how the message is. If the time is there, we can answer the question in time. Otherwise, thank you very much.
Sir, I have one question. I want to know, since now you're no longer in Colgate and you can be frank about it, I believe that there are double standards as far as buyers go for quality. So they look at our converters in India with different view than they would with converters abroad. So we've seen it when we went to printing companies in Germany. They were doing things which were not allowed, like using wooden pallets. Over here we are not allowed to do that by our pharmaceutical customers. So I believe that there are double standards from the buyer. Do you face this and do you believe this is correct?
Let me tell you. In fact, I was talking this morning. I will not disclose what I am doing right now. I am working on a project which I will be patenting it in the next few days. Wooden pallet, if you use, there are different countries recommend different pallets. Okay? That is because, one is it has to be fully fumigated.
So I'm not only talking about wooden pallet, I'm asking you on the broad basis. Are there double standards?
No, not at all.
Because of India ka tag lag gaya iske
No,
wajah se.
I don't think so, because I have been dealing with many people, and you need to explain to them. If somebody says, you can ask them very clearly. I've been dealing with them so far. So,
I don't feel they're double standards.
no, I don't think so. See, they are looking at your factory and then estimate where you are. See, that's why I told you. The quality guideline and GMP practices are the main for them. When they walk into the factory, they look at that first one. Otherwise, they don't treat you. In fact, on the contrary, many of them export from here. Many of them export from here. I don't think so.
I have a question. Sir, we keep on giving an example of USA 230 kilos, then come down to China 14 kilos, and then India 8 kilos. And whatever we read now, we realize that it's a highly consumerized society, USA. And they are now changing back to, try and be a little less consumerist. They're trying to save their resources and all that. So that 230 kilos and this 4 kilos suddenly doesn't seem as vast as it, because the last time I heard, for example, an example of washing machine, like we generally, they use the washing machine to even dry the clothes. But now certain states are actually permitting them to dry the clothes outside because they feel that it's a waste of resources. So do you think that this gap, suddenly our 4 kilos will jump to 400 kilos, or you think it's never going to happen? So then, I can only tell you, from my experience, what is changed. What is changed, I can tell you. Look at your own son or your own daughter. How much change they have done from your generation. If the habits are not changing, the multinational companies will never cease to exist in this country. When I joined Colgate, the toothpaste consumption was X grams. Today, it is multiplied by 4x. So it is the changing habits, changing generation will change us.
The same children of us, when they go to US, they practice the same habits what they are doing it. So it will take some time. It's not that tomorrow morning it's going to happen. That is why most of the countries are eyeing for us. So it will not happen tomorrow morning. Even if it's a 4 kilo or a 8 kilo, changes to 20 kilos, imagine. Have you ever heard about a pizza when you were a student? Simple. It comes in a box. I never seen a mall. If you go to any mall on Saturday, Sunday and see the amount of people buying the material. So the habit, when the habit changes, automatically it changes. So it is not that tomorrow morning it's going to change. It will take over a period of time.
But organic growth is acceptable. 4x is acceptable. But here when people give examples of 8 kilos and 240 kilos.
No, it's, see, you need to justify when you are saying a 12 to 15% growth. How it will come? How it will come? That is how people look at it. It's not that tomorrow morning somebody will change to 230. It is basically when you change one by one, probably another 4 generations it may take. Well, very good. Because US got the independence around 1750. We got only at 1948. And the economy opened in only in 1990. So when the economy opens, the aspiration goes up. Today every children want to put a Nike or Adidas or something like that. So the aspiration goes up. So when the aspiration goes up, probably it will go up. See, out of 10 parents, 5 parents may buy, 5 parents may say no. But that 5 parents is additional bonus for whoever doing the business. That's why I think one has to look at it. This is only for an example what they are, what we are, how the packaging industry will grow.
Buying power has to be factored.
Absolutely. See, if you look at the dollar value in 1981, it was 7 rupees 85 paisa. Today it is 63 rupees. Your money depreciated, their money appreciated. Because if you don't depreciate your value, you will not be getting the business today. All the BPA office will close down and go to some other country. So you have to balance somewhere that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan. Just a second, sir. Your experience has given us a lot of information and vision for the future. I would just like to felicitate you with a token of appreciation. Can I call upon Mr. Dev Nair, the All India Federation President, to come on stage, please? Thank you very much, sir. Okay. Before we come to the entertainment part of the evening, I would just like to propose a vote of thanks. Before that, I would just like to say that this is a beginning which we have made, in which we need the support of each and every stakeholder. Some of you came in late, so let me just reiterate in a couple of sentences. What we are trying to do is engage with each one of you. Our members of the Carton Forum and this Carton Forum committee will engage with each one of the stakeholders on a one-to-one basis, if possible, and with associations, if possible, and trade associations, and we do hope for your support to make this effort a success. Thank you. I would now like to thank, first of all, our chief guest, Mr. Ashok Goyal, who has been so gracious, and of course, what speech you gave and the presentation you gave, like Mr. Gupta Fuller said, it's like a Harvard education over here. Thank you very much, sir. It's been very nice of you to come and speak to us. Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan, again, I'd like to thank you once again for your presence here and your presentation. I would also like to thank our sponsors for the day, Messrs. H.B. Fuller. Can I ask one of the representatives to come forward, and can I ask Mr. Sanjay Patel to offer them bouquet of flowers in appreciation for the sponsorship. Okay, Mr. Ritesh Gupta of HB Fuller, can you please step forward? Can you just step up on stage, please? Thank you very much for your support. Our second sponsor, Messrs. ESCO. Can I ask Mr. Amit Shah to step forward, please? Mr. Rafiq of ESCO, thank you once again for your support. And of course, very own Nimish Bhai of Srinivas. Nimish Bhai, please. Mehul Bhai, can you please do the honors? Up, up, up. Thank you very much. And of course, all our esteemed guests and invitees from across various machinery companies, ink, paper, varnish, etc. I thank you all for accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion. Thank you very much. To wind up, I would just like to say this. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Thank you very much. The bar is now open.